Verified, boss mode, seal. Talk that strategy, coach that coach. She break it down, level up the whole approach. Certified mind with $1 million view. AI in her pocket, what you trying to do? She the plug, the map, the guide, the lane. Martine got that knowledge in her veins. Coach to coach, now take that note. When she speaks, you better quote that quote. She don't just teach, she upgrade the game. System so smooth, it remembers your name. AI certified, blueprint tight, helping your biz get its money right. She scaled the hustle, automate the stress, turn passion to product and clean up the mess. Queen of conversion, boss of the pitch. You want results, Martine's the switch. She's the coach's coach, and this ain't theory, this is proof. Martine moves in wisdom, and she talks that chalk, that strategy, coach that coach. She break it down, level up the whole approach. Certified mind with $1 million view. AI in her pocket, what you trying to do? She the plug, the map, the guide, the lane. Martine got that knowledge in her veins. Coach a coach, now take that note. When she speaks, you better quote that quote.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. So that is just a little bit from my theme song that was created by Kelly of HBK Digitals. Thank you so much, Kelly. I super duper appreciate you. Just wrapping up this setup. Good morning, the Good Guys Consulting. Good morning, Carmen. Good morning, Greater Beloved. Good morning, the official lady. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to go ahead and finalize this setup this morning. We're going to pray that I don't fall and bust my head. Good morning, Maria. Let me know in the chat if you are coming from the Morning Motivations community. Let me know if that's where you're coming from. I am now hosted on school. Good morning, Regina Reggio. Good morning to you. Let me know. Also, let me know where you're coming in live from. What state, what country, what part of the planet. Good morning, One Mind, Body, and Soul. How you doing this morning? Glad to have you. Good morning, Barney Frito. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Let's see, we're going to pin this today. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's going on with ya? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear that you guys are doing okay. Good morning. Yeah, I'm doing good too. I'm doing good too. Good morning, Diana. Glad to have you. I'm glad you're able to make it. How the dogs doing? I think you're my school community person that does some walking of the dogs in the morning. Good morning. I'm just checking all my things. So YouTube and Facebook, I don't see any comments. That's just the truth. So if you want to comment, you're going to have to go to TikTok. I just let it run to these other channels because sometimes it'll remind people to go to TikTok. Sometimes it'll remind people like they'll go ahead and go to TikTok. Other times, they go back and watch replays. So they'll watch the replay on Facebook. I don't even be knowing people on Facebook watching the replay. So I just go ahead and let it run. But for the most part, if you want to engage, for whatever reason, it's just not letting me have people comment and I can see the comments, even though I should. Good morning, Glow Contents. Good morning, Coach Will Fitness. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? So let's start this off with my little bit of spiel. Howdy, I'm Martine Brown, and I help people transform their lives through AI, technology, and art. I'm super excited about being here this morning for another week of Morning Motivations. What is Morning Motivations? It's a time where I just try to share a little bit of encouragement All right, just a little bit of encouragement. Oh goodness, hold on. Let me get my block game on. I see we got a fool this Martine. Let me get my block game on. Alright. Good morning, Isabel, Lisa. Good morning. So every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I try to offer just a little bit of encouragement to help you navigate your business and your life. Newsflash, I'm having to do the same work myself, so we're doing that work together. All right. I'm no guru. I'm no thought leader. I'm just a imperfect girl trying to make the best of every day doing this thing I call life. That's it. That's it, and that's all. All right. How do I do it? How do I do it? Well, I walk and talk go live. About 6 months ago, I was like, man, I want to go live on a regular, consistent basis, and I need to walk on a regular, consistent basis. And I was like, you know what? Let's put the two together. So I put the two together, and it's changed my life. All right. I've got some OGs. Good morning, Crystal. Crystal's one of my OGs. Crystal, you've now transitioned into you're in the OG crew. You've moved over. All right. My OGs who've been doing this with me since back in October, November, I've been trying to tweak and figure out this thing, and I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to keep trying to tweak and figure out this thing. And along the way, I invite you to engage in the weekly challenges that we do, the activities that we do. Engage in the conversation because it will help you settle into your own work. Okay? Good morning, Classic Touch Shop. Good morning to you. All right. I'm glad to have all of you here this morning. This week, or all this month, we're doing a little book study. We've never done it before, but we're doing it this morning. Crystal, how you doing? We're doing it this month. It's called The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Great book. Great read. All right. Well, glad to have you from Missouri. Glad to have you. Good morning, Alex Henry. We've been doing the Let Them Theory. Okay? It's this idea that you have to let people be and release your control over situations. All right? Uh-oh. That's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm super excited to be back to have this conversation, to ask you some questions. I'm feeling really encouraged and a lot better about the boundaries I'm setting. Those of you who've been rolling with me, what do you think of the book so far? What do you think? Has it helped you? Good morning, Erica. Has it helped you start to be more attuned to those moments where you want to exact your control? You want to be invested in doing it your way. You want people to like you. You're wanting to have your defenses off and explain yourself and explain your business and explain why it's not a scam. Have you been able to pull back? Because that's what this book is all about. It's about helping you be way more grounded in who you are and who it is that you want to be. All right, in the chat, before we get into this too deeply, where are you hailing from? What city, country, state, part of the world? Let me know in the chat. I'd love to know. I know I got Missouri in the house. All right. I've got two products that I'm talking about. The first one is the Let Them Theory book. All right, I see you. STL, I see you. Good morning. I also have this water bottle. It actually will light up to remind me to drink water. I love it. It helps me stay way more accountable. So those are the two products that I'll be featuring during this call. I have gotten questions about the treadmill as well. And the treadmill, if you want to know what treadmill I'm on and what I'm using, I like it so far so good. You know, I'm going to give you updates along the way, but it's called the High Fast Treadmill. I got mine from Amazon this time. If you want to check it out, head to my Amazon storefront. It's in my profile. All right. So let's see. Y'all should be putting in where y'all coming in from. STL, love it. Pittsburgh, PA. Come on, Raleigh. Raleigh, North Carolina. North Carolina by way of Cleveland, Ohio. So you really a Ohio girl at the end of the day. I'm with you. Good morning, Black Beauty. I'm a Louisiana girl in my heart. My father was in the U.S. Navy for 13 years, so we moved a lot. And anybody, if you're a Navy brat, let me know. Ooh, I will update you. If you're a Navy brat, let me know. I was a Navy brat. My father served 13 years in the U.S. Navy. And so we moved a lot. And so as he completed his 13 years, we landed in Shreveport, Louisiana, and then we later moved to Lafayette. So I'm a Louisiana girl at heart. But I currently reside in the state of Texas. All right. Good morning, Kimberly Kate Parker. Good morning. So, about the treadmill. One Mind, Body, and Soul said, did you get support on the treadmill? Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. I did and I did not get help. Okay? So, my previous treadmill, I reached out to the support company because it conked out on me randomly. And they took me through their support questions. And they was like, oh, okay. We can't help you. Here's a refund. So, basically, yes, they gave me a refund because there was whatever the issue, the error code. The error code was like somebody overweight, like over their weight max. And so they were like, how much you weigh? I was like, well, I weigh 193, boo. I weigh 193. I ain't over 300. So I should be able to work with this treadmill. And they were like, all right, we don't know. And so I bought a new one. And then I took the money I'm going to take the money they're sending me from the refund and applying it to the new one, right? So I'm like, I'm back. Good morning, V. Glad to have you. Yo, V, I have a new school community. Head on over to my profile. Make sure you join the community. I'm going to be closing out the old community that I had on Pennsite. It's a free community. I'd love to have you there. Good morning, Mr. Luke. Good morning. Yeah. They switched to school has just added a $9 tier. And so in their $9 tier, I decided to create a hobby group. I was like, I'll just create a hobby group for my morning motivation so I can engage a little bit better. And I really like it. It's only been a week, and there's been so much more engagement. And I'm already thinking about like what else I could do to help the community be stronger, be better, to give them more access to potential buyers. Like I'm really trying to think. Oh, great question. Diana said, is this $9 a month school temporary? Not from what I can tell. It's a new service. Good morning from Nebraska. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, Lisa. Glad to have you. Good morning, I'm that girl. Good morning, Rosalind. Yeah. I like it. I really do. I'm really glad that they decided to give us access because people gotta feel connected, and when they don't feel connected, they have a harder time moving forward and reaching their goals. All right, so if you're not a part of the school, go ahead up there at the top and join the school. This month we're doing a book study on the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. All right, and I'm gonna jump in what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk a little bit from chapters 3 and 4 that's all about stress. Let's talk about stress, baby. Don't think that's how that song went, but just ride the waves with me. Ride the waves with me. Stress. What stresses y'all out? What irritates you? What are your icks? What bugs you? Let me know in the chat. If you're watching the replay, make sure you put in the thread what bothers you. What gives you the icky wickies? What stresses you out? Let me know. Let me know. Somebody said, child, I don't have enough characters. What are the stressors? Let's talk about what those stressors are. Maybe for some of you, it's being stuck behind people who can't drive. Poor drivers. Maybe that's the stressor for you. People who don't drive well. Let me know. What are these little tiny hiccups? All right. Maybe, you know, I've been talking about this a little bit. Maybe for the holidays, it's the pause. Sis said men. Wait. She just said men. No period. No nothing. Just men. Okay. I feel like there's way more to unpack there, but I'm not going to dance on that side of the street. The girl said men. We could do a whole series just on that response. What stresses y'all out? Let me know in the chat. I know sometimes I don't realize when I'm super stressed, so there are certain signals. Good morning, Kelly. Hey, y'all go follow Kelly. At the top of this call, I played her, my intro song. She was the writer of that song. Follow her. If you need someone to do some songs for you, that's who you get to do it. All right. What stresses you? What are your icks? What are the splinters that come through in life? What do they look like? What do they feel like? Good morning, Chanel, Prada, Gucci. Yes, girl, I didn't forget about my song, girl. I've been trying to make sure I play it when I go live at the top of these calls. What are your stressors? What are the things that bother you? If you're on YouTube and TikTok, I don't see no comments over there. I'm going to go on and tell you now. Not a one. Not a one. I don't see none over there. Girl, listen. You better sleep. I know you be up all night. You better get that sleep. Good morning, Queen Leo. What are your stressors? What are the things that stress you out? And then I'm gonna up these steps because I ain't been walking it as fast as I should be. Let me know. Because before we can even talk about how to handle them, we first got to identify them. All right. For me, I don't have a whole lot that bothers me, but I could certainly tell when I'm stressed. When I start losing my keys and I go through like several cycles of can't find my keys, where are my keys, I am now in a stress zone. I have too much going on and not enough time to slow down and have good processes. So when I start losing things, keys, IDs, license, when I start to lose those things, stress. What are your stressors? What are the things that stress you out? This summer, my kids are home. I work remotely. My kids are home. Everybody and their mama got a story to tell me all day long. Stressor. Irks my nerves. A lot of the work I do is complex. And so I really need time, like I need quiet because I'm trying to focus. During the school year, they're at school, so I don't worry about it. But baby, I done seen so many LeBron videos that I ain't asked for. I done got requests for snacks that I didn't ask for. And it goes on and on and on. So this summer, this irritating thing has been all of the interruptions. Because my office is in my living room, so it's an open space. So no one is respecting my work time. And they don't believe in their mind that me sitting and looking at the computer and typing equates work. Ah, it drives me nuts. Let's read these comments. Crystal said being rushed, but she do it to herself. So you create your own stress. Y'all on a roll this morning. Being rushed, but she do it to herself. So she puts herself in that environment. I hear you. Being disorganized. Let's see. Lack of being able to focus on one thing. Okay, I like it. I like it. Trying to make sure. Good morning, Libby. I didn't miss anything. Let me do another block. Give me 1 second. Yo, people are showing out on this TikTok this morning. I'm getting a lot of like I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it's just weird because I don't normally get this much like what do you call it? Box hecklers. I'm old. We said hecklers back in the day. So I'm getting a lot of it. All right, so we got these stressors. All right. Right now, my seasonal stressor is while my kids are home, I'm getting way more interruptions. It slows me down. It creates an environment where I can't get as much done as I would like, or I'm having to sit back and go, now, where was I? Where was I? Needs to say, I'm ready for them to come back to school. Go back to school. Okay. Maybe it's canceled plans. Maybe that's what it looks like for you. Maybe it's now if you a big chested girl like me, it's every time you sit down to eat and something falls on your shirt. Okay. Big chested girls unite. You got 5 shirts and 3 of them got a little stain, little oil stain, little ink stain. Y'all know what I'm talking about? That's stressful. Irritating as all get out. Maybe it's forgetting your glasses and you know good and doggone well you need those glasses to see. That's a stressor. It's a stressor. Okay? What we've got to come to, especially with these smaller things, is we cannot sweat the small stuff. We got to release it. Now, last week and this week, and I'm going to keep talking about it, we keep living a lot of our lives in a defensive mode. And all of these little things, the stress that we cultivate is really just another way of sending our body into defense mode. Now, the book does a great job of talking about the trauma that's created in our brains because of stress. So if you don't have the book, I want you to take some time to go look at that book, because the development of stress literally impacts our brains. Okay? So the little stuff, if nothing else, we've got to work to let the little stuff go. All right? Because we're going to have stressors that are way bigger than ourselves. All right? I got a few new people coming in the chat. Let me catch them up. Good morning, Black Girls Designs. Good morning, Michelle. Let us know in the chat. We're talking about stress this morning. What stresses you out? What are those little bitty things that just grind your gears? Let us know in the chat. All right? And we're going to talk about, we're talking about how we can better manage. So the little stuff. I want to start with the little things. All right? We've got to learn that these little things, we got to let them go. Okay? The way our body and mind responds to the stress is so impactful. The book has a lot of different resources that she pulls from to talk about it. That at a minimum, the little stuff we need to let go of. Okay? But I do want to address the larger things too. We need to let go of. Okay? But I do want to address the larger things too. And good morning, Melanated Seduction. Good morning. Y'all know, I don't know, every time I go live, my live pauses because my Wi-Fi drops. It's the weirdest thing. But I'll carry on. I'm just going to carry on. Because these smaller things can have just as much of impact as the larger things, we need to work to release those things. All right? Those of you that are just popping in, good morning. I'm glad to have y'all live. Thanks for joining the school community. We're talking stress this morning. All right? I'm glad to see you here. Good morning, good morning. Let me check the chat. Aww. Anybody who's been Crystal said before we move on to the bigger stressors. Crystal said her husband not rinsing his side of the sink after shaving. Anybody that's been married or in a relationship for any length of time, but especially an extended period of time, you have a list of irritations that are literally sending you into old hair and retirement early. Anybody who's dealing with any kind of stress, those little bitty things, because when you live with a person, when you're married to a person, it's all them little things. All the little things. But I hate to say this, you're not going to like it, Crystal. But we've got to let them. We've got to let them. Even when it comes to that hair in that sink after shaving, or the toilet seat not getting put down, right? Because literally our stress response to it is aging us. So you got to decide, do we want these spouses and partners aging us like this? You understand? I ain't let my husband age me. I'm younger than him. He ain't finna age me out like that. Got me looking older than him. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. He not gonna stress me out to the point where my brain is in constant state of trauma. We gotta let them. We gotta let it go. Because in the big scheme of things, it's not worth our overall mental health and capacity. All right? Now, the book talks about letting them, but it also creates space to give us some things that we can do differently. And we'll talk about that too. Okay? But I get it. If you are married, have a partner, long-time partner, if you've moved in with your parents or your parents have moved in with you, if you are a couple and both of you are retired, You live a life for 40 years for someone, and then both of y'all go home and retire and see what happened. See what happened. You ain't even know that person had those habits, even though it's been 40 years. V said, can they clean while we let them? No. Because we cannot manage or control the other person's behavior. We've got to make decisions about how we are going to navigate. But that's funny. She said, can they clean while we let them? No. No. Because we can't force them. We can't force them. Can't manipulate them. We can't make them. And y'all, this is real talk. We can't. Some of you have tried. Some of you have dealt with them shoes being not where they're supposed to be for 45 years. So my folks who've been doing it a long time, you already know. You have tried everything under the sun. What I can say is you can let them and then let me work to create the best environment possible. That might mean you might need to do some self-examination, because as much as that thing they do irritates us, oh baby, they got a list of things that we do to irritate them, to stress them. All right? And so it might be, let them leave that hair in the sink. Let me take care of it the way they take care of taking out that trash consistently without fail. I'm going to say that again. Because you have to. Can people change? Yes. Can we make them change? No. That's the premise of the book. So we've got to make internal changes on how we are going to detach from their behavior and make decisions about what actions we're going to take to move forward effectively. So let them not put the shoes away. Let me put the shoes away while also acknowledging that they're a great provider. And let me have peace that part of our caring for one another in that space might mean I put the shoes away, but they've always made sure that the kids were tucked in at night. So we're going to have to do a mindset shift in our head. All right? Now, that's for small things. Okay? We're not letting them cheat. Okay? We're not letting them lie. Okay? Alright? So we're talking about the little things. Not the big things. I ain't saying that, and the book ain't saying that either. Okay? It could be a trade-off. That's one way to look at it. Could be compromise. Now, someone said recently, I was in a training, they said, when people compromise, no one wins. What do y'all think about that? When people compromise, no one wins because no one fully gets what they want. Do y'all think that's true? It made me pause and think. Let me know in the chat. Do you think that's true? So I don't want to say I don't want to use compromise here. I'm not fully comfortable saying trade-off, because there is no trade-off, because you let them. You're reframing what you think and how you act so that you can reduce the stress levels in your life. Right? If it's a trade-off, then to me it's something that you discussed. And to be honest with you, if you've said it 12 times, 14 times, 45, they're not going to stop doing it. They will never stop doing it. It's not going to change. It might change, but it's not going to be because you force them. So you've got to let them.
And remember, I'm talking about these small irritations, these little things that you don't think are affecting your stress levels, but they absolutely are. They absolutely are. It's why you angry clean around your house, because it's all the small little irritations that led up to it. It's why you're doing all the yelling and all the screaming. It's all the small, it's a volcano, right? So it's picking up heat on the inside, picks up. You are literally part of the reason, you, not these other people, you are literally part of the reason your blood pressure is spiked. Okay? Because remember, you are in control of you. Ooh, settle? Maybe. Depends on how you look at it. Black Girl Design says, I gotta tie my shoe, y'all. She says it depends on the compromise, right? I'll say this. I don't know if I'd say settle. I'd say you gotta figure out what is working. One Mighty Body and Soul says, when I get quiet, everybody worries. When she done talking, it's over. Yeah. Yeah, V said, no, you don't always get everything, but we can be content with a portion, right? Yeah, because we're not going to get everything we want. And we also have to have complete clarity about we are also not giving the person everything they want either. Good morning, Michelle. We're not. Even though you may feel like you're doing everything in the world, you're not. They are letting you, they're releasing you from things. They are settling with some things with you all the time, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you want to be honest with yourself about it or not. Okay? So, you've got to think, this is way off of what I planned on talking about, but I think it's important. You've got to think fully around that little bit. We're talking about the little things, not the big things, not infidelity, not cheating, not lying about the finances. We're talking about the little things. In an effort to reduce those stress levels so that your brain is in a healthier space, because you cannot control other people. Not even the people you love the most and live with, not your spouse, not your kids. And if you think you are, it's a lie. They're just not being totally honest with you. They may even resent you at times. Something to think about. Something to think about. All right? Now, let's talk about things that are a little bit larger stressors. All right? Maybe you've been angling for this promotion, but Steve, the manager, he just won't bite. He won't set you up for success. And here's the reality. You can't control Steve either. He's got his own agenda. He needs you where he needs you so he can move where he's trying to go. He ain't thinking about you. And every time you look at him, your face get hot. Now you turning everything in. 2:59, exactly 60 seconds before you turn in time. But you can't control Steve. Just like you can't control your spouse. Just like at some point, you won't be able to control your kids. Work annoyances. Don't talk about them on live. But has anyone allowed a work annoyance to send them spiraling? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever let a work annoyance send you spiraling. Business owner, have you ever let your client's behavior send you spiraling? I mean, your spouse and partner, your best friend. Sorry, best friend. My best friend Janelle, I'm so sorry. my sister Jasmine. Happy birthday, girl. And I'm also so sorry. They've been listening to the same work story for a year. A year. And you have no control. Or at least you believe you have no control. Let me see. I see them ones coming in. Sure do. I see them ones coming in. All of us have been there. And the funny part about it is we will sit on these jobs a lot longer than we will sit in our relationships. Because we may not be able to control Steve, the manager, but we can control us. We can control whether or not we revamp the resume. In business, we can make a clear and conscious decision about whether or not to continue with that client. Good morning, Infinite Rocket Power. We've got control. We've gotten complacent. We've enjoyed the paycheck and the benefits. But we are complacent. There are some things you can do. All right? And just like we talked about last week, we've got to get more in a habit of letting them releasing control from the things we can't control, and being more clear and concise about the decision we're going to make that is within our control. Okay? So let them doubt my readiness. Right? But let me, this is what I'm going to do, create a concise pitch and schedule a one-on-one. Good morning, just follow you. Good morning. You've got to get in the habit of making active choices about your own life. Let them pass me over for the promotion. Let me get with a career coach, re-examine my skills. All right? So that I can find work, a company that fully values me. And I'm going to hit y'all where it hurt this morning. I'm sorry. Good morning, Bundy Reed. Good morning. We cannot control who is in office. We cannot control who is in office. I don't care what country you live in. I don't care what kind of government you have. You cannot control who is in office. But right now, you can control what decisions you make to help be a part of creating the kind of world you want to see. Complaining about it ain't gonna do nothing. Leaning into whining and crying and restating the news all day, every day, not gonna do nothing. You're gonna have to let these elected officials do what they're gonna do. Let me get invested in my local party, whichever one that is for you. All right? Let me not skip midterm elections like I've done the last 20 years. Let me be part of voter turnout. Let me, for the first time in 25 years, take that step and go to the voting booth. Let me join volunteer or nonprofit organizations that are helping to create the kind of world that I want to create. Business people, yes, you lost that grant because it was taken away because of whoever is in office. Let me band together with other businesses and we work together, we crowdsource so that we can get the same results that we were trying to get on our own with a grant. You've got to create new actions in your own lives. Because listen, we here. between 3 years and 7 months. That's what it is. Maybe something will change. Maybe something will not. We do not know. You have to let them. And the let me part, that's about what you're going to do to establish a brand new life for yourself. Because you're wasting time complaining. Okay? It gets easier to talk about when we talk about business. It gets easier to talk about when we talk about politics. It's hard as hell to talk about when we talk about personal relationships. But it's the same across the board. So whether it's a spouse or partner, your business, politics, doesn't matter. You've got to decide how you're going to respond. Yes, Crystal, yes. Crystal said new ways of responding so that it's not so stressful. Okay? Because guess what? I'm gonna just hit y'all with the real. Hospital beds, seat 1. Only one person gets in the hospital bed. Hospital beds, only seat 1. So you've got to figure out how to reframe things in your life so that you reduce your own stress levels. Okay? You've got to. The book Let Them shapes this as let them, you got to release it. You got to release it. And then you got to internalize what action, behavior, what are you going to do that's different so that you can respond in a way that creates less stress so that you can live a full life. I've been telling people to this politics piece, and I don't go too heavy into politics, but I will say this. Anybody who's 80, 85, maybe even 75, you know this to be true. The years between 1965 and 1968 were quite tumultuous. And if you were black, that was a crazy world. You were sending your kids to schools that were all white or predominantly white. The leader of the civil rights movement was assassinated. Then the other guy was assassinated too. You've got these new amendments that were meant to shape or reshape the U.S. as we know it. You've got rock and roll music. You've got the beginnings of a drug epidemic. So if you're a parent, you don't really know about this drug thing that much, but you know your kids are addicted to it. You have emotionally traumatized children or parents because they just came out of 1 to 2 series of wars, depending on which one we're talking about. Tons of uncertainty, tons of fear, tons of economic uncertainty. As a woman, you were barely voting, and you could not write your own check, and you could not get your own apartment most of the time. Why am I saying this? Yes, it feels daunting and uncertain, and we have no control over it all. But here we are, well over almost 60 years later. All right? And it's okay. It ain't perfect, but it's okay. And so it's that truth that I keep leaning back into to remind me, like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be tough. It's definitely uncertain, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay in your business, okay? It's going to be okay in your work life. And if you learn to pull those hands down and do more letting go and let them, and then focus on what your mental pivot's going to be, you're going to have less stress in the long run. All right? So what does it look like? What does this look like? I'm going to give you a few more examples. We're going to let them delay the decision and let me schedule a follow-up call next week. Let them delay their decision. They haven't talked to you about the job yet. Let them delay. Let me schedule a follow-up call next Wednesday and reduce that tension. Okay? Now, whatever it takes for you to use, whatever it takes for you to reduce your own stress, I want you to do that. Whatever that looks like for you. Okay? But I do have a ChatGPT prompt. I'm going to put it in the school community. Okay? So here's one. List 3 fast facts, science-backed ways to reduce stress in under 60 seconds. So what are some things you can do really quickly to reduce stress in under 60 seconds? Here's what I'm adding to this. Cite sources within the last 3 years and keep it under 150 words. I'm going to put this chat in our this prompt in our school community. And I know some of you saying, well, Martine, why won't you just make a GPT? Because I didn't write this book, she did. I'm not doing a GPT. Is you crazy? I ain't getting sued. So I'm just going to give you prompts. Okay? So if you're uncertain about what can help you reduce some of your own stress.
You okay to use this?
Oh, yeah. I want you to ask ChatGPT, give you 3 fast, science-proven ways to reduce stress. All right? I want them to give you some sources and keep it at 150 words. All right? Those of you that are struggling with this promotion issue, here's another thing you can do. Draft a concise email to your boss on feedback on a promotion. Highlight your 3 top wins. Propose next steps for a follow-up meeting. Y'all gotta ask. This is some of the reason why you're stressed out all the time. You don't ask nobody for nothing. You assuming. You assuming. You are assuming. Y'all, they ain't gonna never give me the promotion. Did you ask? This year, I became a certified AI consultant. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I did not have 1 square penny to become a certified AI consultant. Didn't have a dime to do it. Couldn't borrow the money. Couldn't do nothing. Couldn't put on a credit card. Nothing. Nada. No options. I'm a certified AI consultant because I asked and I wrote a proposal, and they just happened to say yes. They could have said no. Hear me clearly. Actually, I thought they were going to say no. You got to ask. A lot of the projects that I've worked on these last couple of years, I asked them people, can I be on your team? You know why there's a TRM? They already had a thing going. I asked them. I love what y'all doing. Can I do this with y'all? What can I do to support? Y'all make so many assumptions. And no, they may not be able to do it at this time. Guess what? That's okay. Keep asking. You won't push out your products. You scared to ask people for a sale. I don't want to bother them. You're building all of this stress right there in your own body. Just because you won't open your mouth and ask. Let them say no. Let me keep asking. Let them say no. Let me keep asking. Good morning, Miss Samela. Y'all gotta quit being afraid to ask. Miss Samela, listen, I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. Alright? I want to leave y'all with that, because that's one of the other ways you built up all this stress. Won't post a piece of content to save your life. Ooh, just stomach churning at the thought. Won't go live to save your life. Stomach just churning. You got the bubble guts. Your gut is being impacted. Your brain is being impacted. Good morning, the porch tagger, and good morning, lovely Patricia. Good morning to you both. You create your own stress. You gotta let them not buy your product. Let me determine new ways to help them understand why I have what they need. Straight bubble guts. You done had the Etsy listing on draft for 6 months. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. You got to let them. Everybody's not going to buy every product you put out there. Let them. Let me work towards the product that best meets the needs of my audience. I'm just saying. I think Crystal said this earlier. Sometimes we are the biggest factor in why we have so much built up stress. And sometimes we need to let them and let me do the work. Let me do the thing I said I was going to do. Let me actually be serious about my business so that I need to take my own self seriously. Crystal said, you didn't have to talk about business like that about Etsy. And I did. I did. Y'all, my husband's cooking his breakfast, so we're going to work through them beeps. Okay? Put a 1 in the chat if this was a helpful discussion. Put a 2 in the chat if you're going to grab the Let Them Theory book. Or if you're going to be listening. Good morning, Brother Dean. Glad to have you here this morning. We're just wrapping up. But glad to have you. Put a 1 in the chat if this was helpful. Put a 2 in the chat if you're going to grab the book or read the book. Okay? Because she goes in way more detail. She provides her own examples. She talks a lot about the impact of stress on the brain. And she gives some brain research. Dean. 3 Dean. Oh, okay, Dean. All right, I love to hear it. Full disclosure, books are a lot of work on you, girl. So we'll probably do a book probably once a quarter. Like we'll probably do 4 books a year. But it won't be every month. It won't be every month. Because, girls, ladies and gentlemen, books are no joke. Because I have to be ahead of you. Alright, but we're going to do it this way. Dean always got he be having them jokey jokes. He be having them jokey jokes. Alright, so I've opened up a school community, but full disclosure, I had a community. It was somewhere else. I just moved the people over. Full disclosure, guys, I moved the people over. And I'm loving the new space. Go in there and chat. I am going to make my calendar available. Because I want it to be a place of motivation. I want it to be a place of support. I also want it to be a place where engaged users could share their business, their classes, and their products. So stay tuned. Make sure you're in that group. Okay? On TikTok, it's on my profile. On Facebook, and on Facebook, it's in the first comment. On YouTube, it's in the description. You got to make sure it's in there. Dean, you're a fool. He said, I thought we was going to breakfast. No. No breakfast. He said, I took a number 3 though. I took a number 3. All right. So join the school community. If you're interested in being a part of like-minded individuals that's just kind of encouraging and supporting one another. If you think you might want to share your classes or share your products and services, I got some things. Y'all are dumb. I got some things that I'm cooking up, no pun intended, to help support you in that way as well. It's a light week on Team TRM. Just FYI, it's a light week. But today and tomorrow, the 14th and 15th. Okay? You can join TRM, get all 3 replays. This month I taught keywords. Regina taught Mid-Journey, ABCs, and Talia, she did a whole take your notepads, notebooks to the next level. 3 wonderful classes. You get all 3 replays. Plus what we have coming down the line. So we got some new classes coming up. And you'll get the 3 old ones plus 3 new ones. But you have to become a member today or tomorrow. These are the last 2 days, guys. These are the last 2 days. Alright? Tonight there is no Mid-Journey Mondays. Regina is going to be out. Okay, but she will be back next Monday. Tomorrow we have Color Me Calm with Talia. If you never came and colored with us, you really should. Coloring's not required. You can just come kick it. We talk a little bit of TV, art. Sometimes we'll talk a little crafting. It's just a time to relax. All right? It's a light week for the team. Oh, great question. So say what Reading said last 2 days. The TRM Patreon, it runs from the 15th to the 15th of the month. Go to my profile. You can learn more about TRM learning there. Okay? But it's 3 classes for 1 low rate. It's a steal. And we're almost giving it away at this point. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. All right. Good morning, Josie May Designs. How you doing? I'm just wrapping up. Y'all make sure y'all catch the replay. It's on YouTube right now. It is on YouTube. As soon as I get off this treadmill, the YouTube will begin to process. This is a great call. Wednesday we will be back. We'll be talking about chapters 5 through 7. But look, you don't have to have read the book. I'm just covering some high-level things. And then I want you guys to come back. What is our homework for today? Today and all this week. I want you to identify these small triggers that you have, these things that create stress. And I want you to get more in a habit of saying, I need to let this go. And I need to do this differently. I need to attach my emotions from these behaviors because I have no control over them. Okay? So when Honey Buddy leave all that hair in the sink, I just want you to try to let it go. Just try. It might be the thing that takes your relationship to the next level. The little things, not the big things. All right? For me, my challenge is going to be, I need to have a different conversation with my children so that they're not interrupting me during the day so much. So I think I need to create a boundary, but I also want to give them some time slots where we can have a conversation. They can show me the thing they want to show me. Because right now I'm just like, hey, I'm working, leave me alone. Hey, I'm working, leave me alone. Hey, I'm working, leave me alone. So I got to figure out like what's the thing that I'm going to do to create balance where they're getting some of what they need, I'm getting some of what I need, but my boundary is set. I'll let y'all know how it goes. All right? Man, I wish there's no doors. They're incessant, especially my son. He didn't give up. By the time I done got through telling him, hey, I might as well just answer the call. So it's something else has to be done. This is not working. All right? I'm going to work on it. I'll let y'all know how it goes. So I'm going to create a boundary. Give him some access points to come share what he wants to share. And we'll see. I'm going to test it out. All right? So let them. You got to let them. And then once you let them, you're creating space for you to have a new mindset, a way to reframe, new actions that are well within your control. Okay? All right. This has been great, y'all. This has been great. Great attendance. I will be back Wednesday. I will also be here Friday. It's my birthday this weekend. I'm going out of town with my family. So I will not be here next Monday. Okay? But that's the homework. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Identify your small triggers. And yes. And let's get in the habit of trying to work to reduce them. All right? See y'all Friday.